Hey loves, it's your girl DeeDee and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So I am back with another reaction video. Now this comes from a woman who says she went from being single at 33 to married at 35. So we're gonna hop into the video. I definitely want to see what she has to say and chime in on it. And I definitely want you to chime in the comments and let me know what you think of what she had to say. If you are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also share and like the video and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
If you're over 30 and scared that you may not find love, then let me share with you how I went from single at 33 to married at 35. So the first thing I had to do was I had to identify my block. What was it that kept blocking me from attracting real, committed, consistent love? And instead kept me in the cycle of pursuing guys that weren't really interested. And once I understood that, honestly, it got easy, because number two then was to cut the bullshit. No more entertaining men that met these old behavior patterns of mine, meaning they made me anxious and they felt very uncertain about the relationship. And instead, I had to commit to myself 100% to only pursue men that were the opposite. So if I was writing essays in my notes app about this person, it meant he wasn't for me. And number three was probably the most important one for me, which is that I had to turn off all the outside noise, meaning I needed to take a social media fast and make sure that I wasn't listening to everybody and all their opinions on the internet, but that I was tuned in to only God and my intuition. And that's it. Those were the three things I did to go from single at 33 to married at 35.
Listen, what do you guys think about what she had to say? Definitely chime in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Now, I will say I can applaud her for being accountable. And I think that is where it's going to start. I think any and everybody, not just women, but us as a people, we have to be accountable for the choices that we make. And that's it. Yes, if we are allowing certain people in our lives, right? And we constantly keep attracting that same type of energy and we keep making ourselves available to that type of person and that energy, then you definitely have to take some accountability on your part. Even if the person was no good, even if they treated you horribly, you still have to take some accountability as to why you keep attracting that type of person and why you keep giving that type of person your energy. So I think the focus in finding a healthy relationship starts with you. It starts with you being accountable for the choices you make, the type of person you entertain, the type of guy you're looking for, your type, because every woman has a type. You keep going for that type, and that type is not the right guy for the type of relationship that you want in life. This is refreshing to see a woman who, stood on business and took accountability for her actions and her part and what she was doing to contribute to her constantly dealing with a certain type of guy. This doesn't make you a bad person or a good person. It just makes you aware of your part in it, because it's insane to me, especially a bunch of women talk about how every relationship they've been in or every guy that they've met was just a horrible person. He was controlling, he was this and he was that. But what you never hear is any of them take accountability for their own actions. And I think this is one of the main reasons why so many women aren't in healthy relationships and can't seem to get one or keep one, is because their focus is solely on the man and not themselves. If you focus on you and start to figure out the things that you need to work on, figure out the flaws that you have that may have contributed to all the negative relationships you've been in and all the negative men that you've come encounter with, then maybe you can change your perspective. Maybe you can change your dating experiences. Maybe you can change the type of dudes that are attracted to you. The type of people that you attract has everything to do with you. And if you are not aware of that, and if you're still going around thinking that every man you meet is the problem because they don't stack up to what you believe they should be, or if they're not tall enough, if they don't have the right type of masculinity or whatever it is, if they don't dress a certain way, you have to take some accountability as to why you can't get a man that is the right type of man for a relationship. And I think a lot of women go into relationships thinking that, oh, he has to meet my needs and he has to do everything that I want, but you never take into account that you have to be what he wants as well. For some women, that comes across as insulting because a lot of women think that they're the prize and they think that they're better than most men. So they take on this type of attitude that, oh, I'm everything and he has to stack up to what I need him to be. And when he doesn't meet or check off every little box that you think he should, then you dismiss that person and you find yourself continuously dismissing men who would otherwise be good men because in your mind, you think he damn near has to be perfect, but you're not looking inward and you're not looking at yourself and saying, hey, what are some things I need to change? And it's not about being whole, because I hear this a lot too, where people say, well, you have to be whole when you come into the relationship. Honestly, I don't think there's a human being that is 100% whole. That's just my thing. That's just my opinion. I think we are all working on something. And I think as long as you're living and breathing, you're going to have flaws. Whether you're acknowledging those flaws or whether you're working on them flaws is the difference. And so I think to find somebody who's 100% whole is unrealistic in my opinion. So I think you have to understand this is why working together, this is why compromising and all of those things are important, because if you go into a relationship thinking you're perfect, you're the prize, you don't have any flaws, you don't have anything that you need to work on, then that is going to make it very difficult for you to find the type of guy or for a guy to be attracted to you, because he's going to pick up on that energy. He's going to pick up on that attitude and that mindset, and he's not going to want to deal with you or take you seriously. So when a lot of women are complaining about why men don't take them seriously, that's the opportunity for you to look at yourself and start to acknowledge what are some things about you that's turning these men off? Because after all, yes, you may think you're the prize as women and you may think that you got it going on and you're everything in 10 bags of chips. But if the men don't want you, then it doesn't matter. If the men aren't attracted to you, your mindset and everything else, then it doesn't matter how good you think you are, how well put together you think you are. If the men aren't attracted to you and they're turned off by something about you, then that should tell you that you need to do more work with yourself. Because if you're looking for a top tier guy, then you're going to have to make sure that you are top tier, not just financially, not just physically, but mentally. Doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, but you have to understand things about yourself that you need to change in order to attract the type of guy that you want. So that's just my thoughts on it. Y'all chime in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It is free to subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will check you in the next one. Bye.